Depression 13 is currently tracking through the Atlantic. It is forecast to approach Florida and Bahamas next week. Tropical Depression 13 is centered several hundred miles east of the Leeward Islands. It could track near the Leeward Islands as a tropical storm with rain and gusty winds later into Friday and Saturday. This particular system might approach the Bahamas and Florida, along with the Gulf of Mexico, early next week. The intensity and track forecast for this system is highly uncertain, especially when it approaches the United States. Therefore, it is too early to determine what, if any, impacts the United States mainland may encounter when this system passes by. Depression 13 is tracking through the Atlantic and could affect the Leeward Islands and Puerto Rico with rain and strong gusty winds by this weekend. This particular system might approach Florida and the Gulf of Mexico early next week. However, its forecast intensity and track at this time remain highly uncertain. Tropical Depression 13 is likely to move rather quickly to the west to northwest over the next few days on the southern periphery of a high-pressure system to its north. Fall and gusty winds from this system could reach parts of the Leeward Islands and Puerto Rico by Friday or Saturday. Tropical storm conditions are possible in these areas, but that will depend highly on how much this system intensifies. A tropical storm watch has been issued for Saba and Saint Eustatius in the northeastern Caribbean region, where tropical storm conditions are possible this week. Locally, heavy rainfall, regardless of the system's strength, is possible, which could trigger flash flooding. Rainfall totals of 1 to 3 inches are currently expected in the northern Leeward Islands and in Puerto Rico. Late in July 2020, what eventually became Isaias dumped 6 to 12 inches of rain in parts of Puerto Rico, which led to significant flash flooding. The current National Hurricane Center forecast shows that this system is approaching Florida and the Gulf of Mexico as a strong tropical storm by early next week. However, this forecast is not as straightforward as it might seem, and you may expect changes over the next few days. Warm sea surface temperatures and low to moderate wind shear are factors that favor the steady strengthening of this system through the weekend. However, a major hindrance that could batter the future tropical storm is possibly land interaction with the higher terrain of Hispaniola and/or Cuba. There is also the possibility that dry air could be pulled into this system, which would be another hindrance to strengthening. Those conflicting forecast factors mean there is a wide range of outcomes that remain possible. Here are some, but not all, of the forecast scenarios being depicted in various computer model forecasts. The system could approach Florida or the Gulf of Mexico as a tropical storm, or it may approach Florida or the Gulf of Mexico as a hurricane. The dry air or the land interaction may cause the system to dissipate prior to reaching Florida or the Gulf of Mexico. The system remains weak, or even it may dissipate over the next several days, but then it may reorganize and strengthen while in the Gulf of Mexico. It is too early to determine the impact this system might bring to other parts of the Caribbean or the mainland of the United States. If this system reaches the mainland of the United States, it would not be until early next week at the earliest. All interest along the Gulf of Mexico coast and southeast coast, including Florida, should monitor the forecast closely. Check your meteorologists and your local weather stations for updates. It has been an extremely active year already in the Atlantic, and tropical activity usually increases by late August as oceanic and atmospheric conditions become most favorable for hurricane development. Atlantic Basin has seen 11 named storms already for this year. The tropical storms Josephine and Kyle became the earliest 10th and 11th named storms on record in the Atlantic Basin last week. Please note that the next name on the schedule for tropical storms is Laura. Thanks for watching the Learning Academy. Please be safe. Subscribe if you have not already done so. Remember to take all the necessary precautions and put all the necessary plans in place in the event of flooding or an hurricane. Also, buy the necessary food and supplies to keep you safe and alive. Subscribe if you have not already done so. Share the content. Thanks for watching.